Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, everyone. First of all, thank you for the opportunity given to me to present my research proposal today. My name is Rafly Setiawan from the English Education Study Program at UIN Raden Kota Palembang. And the title of my research proposal is EFL Students' Experiences in Speaking English at the Escape English Club of the English Education Study Program at UIN Raden Fata, Palembang. In this presentation, I will explain the background of the study, research problems, objectives, literature review, and research method. The first is a research background. Speaking is one of the most important skills in English language learning because speaking allows students to communicate ideas, opinions, and feelings directly in real life communication. For EFL students, speaking as English is not easy because many students still experience several difficulties during speaking activities. Some common problems include like speaking anxiety, fear of making mistakes, lack of confidence, and also nervousness. And the last one maybe is limited vocabulary. So these problems may often make students passive during speaking activities, especially in formal classroom situations. Because of these challenges, students need supportive learning environment that allow them to practice speaking English more comfortably and interactively outside formal classroom instruction. So one of the ways to support student speaking practice is through extracurricular English activities such as English club or English speaking communities. I mean. The next is English club as extracurricular activity. English clubs are extracurricular learning English learning environments that provide opportunities for students to practice in speaking English actively outside formal classroom learning. English clubs usually involve various communicative activities such as discussions, speaking games, role play, peer interaction, and guided speaking practice. These activities may help students improve speaking confidence, fluency, participation, and communication skills. In addition, English clubs may create more relaxed and supportive learning environments compared to formal classroom instruction. As a result, students may feel more comfortable practicing English communication during extracurricular speaking activities. Sorry. The next one is Escape English Club. One example of an English speaking community is the Escape English Club at UIN Raden Fata Palembang. Escape English Club is organized by the English Education Study Program and functions as an extracurricular English speaking community. The activities mainly focus on speaking practice and communication activities. The speaking activities generally involve daily survival communication on topics, discussion, games, peer interaction, and guided speaking practice. In Escape English Club, students are encouraged to communicate actively in English while teachers or facilitators guide the activities. Therefore, English Escape or English Club becomes an interesting setting for exploring student speaking experiences and teachers' challenges during speaking activities. The next is research gap. So several studies have discussed about English club activities, speaking skill development, speaking confidence, and students' perceptions toward extracurricular speaking activities. For example, some studies focus on students' perceptions of English clubs and also speaking improvement, also speaking anxiety, and the effectiveness of extracurricular speaking programs. However, limited studies specifically explore students' experiences in speaking English within university-based English club activities. In addition, studies discussing teachers' challenges in facilitating speaking activities in English clubs are still limited. Therefore, this study attempts to fill the gap by exploring students' experiences in speaking English and the teachers' challenges in facilitating English speaking activities at the Escape English Club. Sorry. The next one is about research problem. Based on the background very previously explained, this study formulates two research problems. The first is research problem is How do students speaking English during the activities of the Escape English Club? This question focuses on students' experiences during speaking activities such as confidence, participation, interaction, feelings, and speaking difficulties. The second one is research problem. The second one of the research problem is what challenges do teachers encounter in facilitating students speaking English during the activities of the Escape English Club? So this question focuses on teachers' experiences and challenges while guiding speaking activities. The next one is research objectives. Based on the research problems, this study has two objectives. The first objective is to explore students' experiences in speaking English during activities of the Escape English Club. The second one objective is to identify teachers' challenges in facilitating students speaking English during the activities of the Escape English Club. Next one is significance of the study. This study is expected to provide both theoretical and practical significance. Theoretically, this study is expected to enrich the literature related to speaking experiences, extracurricular English activities, and English club learning environments in EFL context. Practically, for students, this study may help them understand the benefits of participating in English speaking communities. For teachers or facilitators, this study may provide insights regarding the challenges in facilitating speaking activities. And for future researchers, this study may become a reference for further studies related to speaking English and English clubs activities. The next one is about literature review. This study discusses several main theories related to the research topic. The first theory is speaking skill, which discusses the definition, importance, and components of speaking English. The second theory is English club as an extracurricular activity, which explains the role of the English clubs in supporting speaking practice outside formal classrooms and instruction. The third theory is students' experiences in speaking English. The fourth theory discusses a teacher's challenges in facilitating speaking activities. And the last theory explains the Escape English Club as the setting of the study. In addition, this study also reviews several previous studies related to English clubs, speaking activities, and students' speaking experiences. The next one about the research method. This study uses qualitative research with a case study design. Qualitative research is appropriate because this study aims to explore and understand students' experiences and teachers' challenges in speaking activities. Meanwhile, case study design is used because this study focuses on one specific setting, namely the Escape English Club at Win Raden Fatah, Palembang. Next is participants. The participants of this study consist of students who actively participate in the Escape English Club, and teachers or facilitators who guide speaking activities. This study uses purposive sampling because the participants are selected based on their direct involvement in speaking activities. Next one is about the data collection techniques. This study uses three data collection techniques. So first one is interview, the second one is observation, and the last one is the documentation. Semi-structured interviews are used to obtain detailed information about students' experiences and teachers' challenges. The next one is observation is conducted to observe speaking activities directly during escape activities. Meanwhile, documentation is used to support the data obtained from interviews and observation. The next one is about data analysis. Data analysis. The data in this study will be analyzed using thematic analysis. The analysis process includes several steps. First is transcribing the interview data. The second one is reading the data repeatedly. The third one, decoding important information. The fourth is grouping the codes into the themes. In the last one is interpreting the presentation, research, and questions. The next one is trustworthiness. Trustworthiness. To ensure the credibility of the data, this study applies triangulation and member checking. Triangulation is conducted by comparing interview, observation, and documentation data. Meanwhile, member checking is conducted by confirming the interview results with the participants. Okay, I think that's all about my research proposal presentation. And thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.